Hello! Every now and then a man comes along with punching power that you just can't teach. But nonetheless, that power would not exist without the technique, and so if he did not learn the technique, he would not have ever found out how truly devastating his hands were. In this segment, we'll feature Julian Jackson, not only appreciating this man's natural born power, but understand the technique he uses to harness and execute it. Let's first listen to this man to figure out a bit of what goes through his mind.
I was timing him while I was going back in the corner, and I kept my eyes on him until he made that drop to throw his left hook to deliver his punch, and he was open, and I threw the right hook and caught him flush on the chin.
You turned the fight upside down, didn't you?
Oh yeah, oh definitely. I know he was very, very confident, you know. He felt that he had everything in control, but I knew what I had to do in order to get my punch off.
Precise, flush on the chin, and we all know, that is the knockout point. But timing. What was Julian timing against? To further understand, let's now listen to some wisdom from one of the most successful boxers for the past 3 decades, Bernard Hopkins.
If you here, obviously, you throw it here, you won't get countered because you're too far out. A guy is bam! You're going to go with the momentum, you're going to fall. You're going to go with the momentum, you're going to fall. It's just a thing of you want your guy to punch because everybody is vulnerable when they punch. Everybody is open, even me.
As we can see here, Julian is shelled up in a high guard, waiting for his opponent to punch. Why? His opponent knew the distance to land the shot, and throughout this fight, as Julian indicated, he was very confident to the point where he underestimated Julian. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, pretend inferiority and encourages arrogance. You can see the emotion on his opponent's face. He wants to destroy Julian with little to no regard for what Julian can do to him. Now, by covering that distance with a punch, 2 things have happened. First, momentum. By lunging forward with ferocity, his momentum will continue to carry him forward in that direction, making it much more difficult to pull away from Julian's shot. And as his opponent loads up the second shot, his momentum is still actually moving forward from the first punch. And so the moment he threw the second punch, he was vulnerable.
Because everybody is vulnerable when they punch.
And not in a position to evade the strike despite the telegraph from Julian's elastic recoil. Look, he actually saw the punch coming. Notice how as Julian's shoulder comes forward, he slings his arm back, stretching out his pectoral, harnessing the elastic properties of the fascia. And as his opponent sees this, he tries to pull away, but he can't. The momentum has him glued to the ground, and with his guard down from the punch, he has no choice but to eat that shot. Pivot from the balls of his feet, transferring speed into his hips as he rotates his torso, the shoulder, towards his opponent, whilst the arm slung back, harnessing elastic recoil in the fascia, all elements harmoniously working together to smash the off switch in devastating fashion. This is Julian Jackson's secret. He uses clean boxing technique with a twist, timing against his opponent with elastic recoil. And if you want a deeper understanding of the fascia's role in propulsion, I'll leave a few links down below, but nonetheless, in doing this, like a slingshot, he generates more speed, mass times acceleration is force, thus he generates more force in proportion to his mass. A counterpunch already hurts because you're using your opponent's force against them, but by adding this twist against his opponent's, whilst they are caught in a vulnerable position, the speed is just straight up blinding, thus the shot itself might as well be a death sentence. It's important to note that he can and was generating this devastating speed via elastic recoil with both hands. This technique, despite being unorthodox, was actually used by Sugar Ray Robinson, who by many was referred to the greatest boxer of all time. Both using clean boxing form with a twist, the elastic recoil, and both of these men compensated for the telegraph with a keen sense of timing and just straight up blinding speed. Again, I'll leave a link down below if you want to further understand the role of the fascia in propulsion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. It's good karma. And until next time, peace.